Hello traders and welcome to today's market update. My name is Nick and unfortunately my camera is currently not available, so I'm going to have to be doing this one just a screen recording. Hopefully that's not too distracting and maybe you'll be able to actually see a little bit more of the chart this time. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first one today. We're going to be doing a quick market update on the currency market, starting with EURUSD. Now looking at EURUSD, we are seeing a rally by the euro here, especially during the Asian session as well as the New York session. We did get some nice movement to the upside here. You can see actually headed back to a major level of retest here on the kind of trend line that we've been seeing on the downside. Now what you can see is if I just kind of draw in this trend line, you can see we've seen rejection along the way. We saw major structural resistance here as well as here, some here, and now currently heading back into that area now. So the question will be, will we see a continuation of this strong downtrend? Now we did form a double bottom, which is significant. Right here you can see that we did get a major bounce off of the structure here. We retested that same area and actually found bullish support. So the question going forward, will we actually be able to break through this level and start the continuation of a trend? Now if we do see that break, there's a good chance that we see some sort of potential retest of that structure, as we have been in a strong downward market, and then we see a potential continuation off of that level. That's something to look for. Maybe find some sort of confirmation and trade it according to your plan. Next up is GBPUSD. Let's go ahead and bring it onto the 4-hour chart. And what you can see here is the pound continues to rally. We have seen some more pound strength, especially recently as we kind of found another low. We retested that little structure low there. You can see very quickly we bounced off that level and actually continued to the high side. Currently actually trading at recent highs for sure. You can see if we go back to the daily chart, we have actually broken out of this trend that we've been pointing out for quite some time on these market updates. You can see right here, this level of resistance has been broken. We retested it shortly and actually have seen some continuation to the upside on the pound. So going forward, I'm not looking to buy this market necessarily, but I think we do have some levels to watch. You can see that this area here may be the next target for our kind of potential level here, right? You can see if I make this black as well, you can see that this level here has been acting as a major level of support here. We saw it bounce off that level a couple times. It actually found resistance in that same area. So it's not out of the question that we see price head up to this area again to potentially try and retest this structure zone. We'll make it a little bit thicker so you guys can see. You can see this area right here. So as price continues to rally, not out of the question that we do see a little bit of a bump further up to the upside to test that area. USDJPY is our next one, which is also in a bullish movement here. You can see actually getting some really nice upward swings here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so candles to the upside. Not bad on the daily chart. We are seeing some bullish movement here. And if we can draw this trend line here, or sorry, this horizontal line of resistance, you can see we did break clean through that level and have seen some continuation there. So may not see some signs of stopping until maybe we get up to this structural level here. Now you can see if I zoom back just a little bit, you can see that this area has a lot of kind of potential here, right? The level of support here as well as the support level here. And we actually found resistance in that same area twice. So you can see there's a good chance that if price gets up to there, that might actually be a level for sellers to try and hold that area. Brent crude is our next one, which if we bring up the 4-hour chart, you can see we did get a pullback off of oil recently. You can see nicely kind of respecting this longer term trend to the downside. The question will be here now is, can we break through kind of this structural support that we have been seeing here on oil? You can see if we draw that trend line, you can see just roughly along this level, we've had bullish support and we did get some sort of initial reaction. The question will be, can we continue to go up from here, maybe to retest structure highs, or are we going to break through that level, potentially find resistance and continue lower to maybe respect that longer term daily trend that we have been seeing? Just something to look for with Brent crude, watching this one closely. WTI crude is going to follow along pretty close. You can see along that 4-hour chart. Similar structure here as well. If we get our trend line out as well, you can see that we are finding some sort of bullish support. We want to see a potential bounce off of this level in order to confirm or continue this upward trend. And the question will be, if price breaks through this level, we may be headed back to recent lows to respect this longer term trend. Something to look there for WTI crude, watching this one closely as well to see what ends up happening and how we could potentially trade alongside the move. The next one is going to be XAUUSD. This is gold, and we're taking a look at the daily chart here. You can see we did get a bounce off of this structure. Now, what we have been talking about on this market update sessions for quite some time is this level that we're currently at right now. If you take a look at this long-term trend line, you can see price bounce off this level here. It bounced off level here, and we currently pulled back to that same demand zone. Now, not only that, we actually also had this level horizontally. If I can get the horizontal line to work, you can see right here. you can see we have kind of this level here as a bullish support zone as well. And you can see price is currently pulling back to both that trend line as well as that bullish support zone. And so we are seeing some bullish jumps off of this level. The question will be, can we head back to retest structure highs? And if so, if we break through that level, we may not be necessarily done with this trend. A lot of people are looking to short gold as it does seem pretty high. But again, as I usually say with gold, it's something to be careful about with trying to just fade this movement, especially when gold can tear so long and can trend for a very, very long time to one direction. So looking here, if we do see a break of the structure, it might actually be a convincing level to potentially go short in this area. USD Canadian is going to be our next one. And if I pull up the 4-hour chart here, you can see the dollar is catching a bounce here. We're pushing to the upside a little bit here on USDCAD. And what you can see is if I draw this horizontal line, we are currently coming into contact with this structural level. Now, if we also draw Fibonacci, I'm not sure if this is going to, you can see, yeah, we've got a pullback right now. Let's go ahead and make this black. And you can see that this 38.2% level retracement is kind of a nice little setup area. It might be an opportunity for a short position there along this kind of resistance level, which was a support zone previously, as well as that 38.2%, as well as the momentum to the downside here on USD Canadian. Looking out for this and seeing if we can see some sort of confirmation, maybe a candlestick pattern or some other confluence factor to potentially get you into the trade. AUDUSD is going to be our last one, guys. And taking a look here, you can see if I pull back to the daily chart really quick, you can see long term we have a downtrend here on this particular market, but we are currently really halted at this level here, and for good reason. You can see that this area has been a major level of support recently and now a potential level of resistance. Price is having a hard time close above this structure for very long. You can see a lot of wicks here, potential selling in this area. I think we might see some sort of pullback off of this zone as price did get stretched to the upside here. We may have opportunities to the sell side if we can find some sort of confirmation or some sort of sign that price will drift to the downside. Guys, thanks so much for joining me for today's market update, and we'll catch you next time.